When they told me about the mission, I thought they were crazy. We've all heard stories about time travel, but here were these guys, scientists and top brass, telling me we could do it for real. But they weren't crazy. They had seen Eon. Eon was discovered here, in the wastelands of Siberia during the First World War. Luckily, the guy who found it was one of ours, U.S. Major John Peters. He got it shipped back home where it was classified top secret and taken to Area 51. Our scientists had little problem working out how to start it up, and they found that objects placed inside it simply disappeared. After experiments with radioactive isotopes, the scientists finally uncovered the machine's purpose. The Eon is a time machine. The implications are incredible. In Eon, we have the potential to erase every tragedy from our history. But though we knew what the machine could do, we were unable to use it. The fuel in Eon was never analyzed, and it was used up in the experiments. More didn't exist. Until now. Until we discovered Cyberite. This compound contains elements that have never been seen before. When it was first discovered in Siberia, the geologists feared it was radioactive because it felt warm to the touch. Gingerly, they passed the Geiger counter over it, but they didn't even hear it crackle. Back at the lab, they immersed a small piece of it in a beaker of cold water. The water boiled so furiously it almost exploded, shattering the beaker. The Cyberite fragment sat in the middle of the debris unchanged, unaffected. In the presence of Cyberite, the hydrogen atoms had fused to form helium and released incredible energy in the process. In our hands, we have the catalyst for cold fusion, and more power than mankind will ever need. There's only one problem. The reserves are buried deep in the ground in Siberia, Russia. That's when I was assigned the Mission Globe Mine. Our first task was to extract enough Cyberite to power the Eon for several journeys. Our second task was a little more complicated. The Earth looked pretty different then. The journey from Siberia to Alaska could be made by land, and that would be our task, to mine the incredible reserves of Cyberite and transport them to Alaska. It'll take the rest of our lives, but when this day comes around again, the Cyberite will belong to America. Departure commences any moment. There are 20 soldiers ahead of me, but that doesn't mean they'll be arriving first. The Eon produces a scattering effect, so we may end up miles apart and divided by several years. The only thing worth knowing about the Eon is that it's a one-way ticket. That's why they chose someone like me, loyal to the job and my country, with no living relatives, nothing, and no one that can't be left behind. Then, last night I met her, Sergeant Joan Ferguson. She's on the support crew here and won't be coming with us. I feel as if I've known her all my life. Just my luck. I finally meet the right woman, and it's 2 million years too late. It's too late to turn back now. I'm entering the Eon. My life in this time is about to end, and a new one will begin a long, long time ago.
Group 9, prepare now. Donaldson, Williams, McMillan, Sikorsky, Phillips, Grant. Go to Eon.
So, this is it.
I'm going to miss you, John.
Maybe you could get transferred.
My work's here.
I know that. I just wish we'd met some other time.
Oh, maybe we will. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, you too.
Everybody ready? If you want to quit, quit now. You ain't got the balls, we don't want you going.
So what the hell are the women doing here?
We may have less between our legs than you, but a hell of a lot more between the ears, Sikorsky.
This may be the last entry I make. This morning, CNN announced the Russians reached Indianapolis. We have to evacuate while we can. Being with Joan, having a family has meant everything to me. But each morning, I've woken up wondering if I betrayed the future of mankind for my own happiness. Now I think I know the answer.
Red Army News. For all troops.
After the loss of Comrades Yashin and his team, I have assumed the rank of Commander-in-Chief of the Red Army Pliocene Group. While Comrade Marshal Yassin was a true hero of the Red Army, he also showed that individualism and deviation from Marxist-Leninist foundations lead inevitably to destruction. Let his death be a warning to those elements who are using the guise of the comradely criticism to disseminate imperialist propaganda. Let there be no doubt this group of Stalinist Zionist agents will not escape the vigilance of the people. The enemies of the people will be found and they will be eliminated. This will herald a new dawn for socialism. There will be no more defeats, no more retreats. Victory is imminent. We shall destroy the capitalist bastards and the nihilist acolytes, and we will establish the Union of Soviet prehistoric republics.
Personal message. Danger. Security breach. Unauthorized transmission received.
Comrade Gorky, this is Dmitry Gladkov. We do not have much time. You might not remember me. I was NCO with your brother in China, Major. I speak on behalf of a group of young officers. We believe Platonov will only succeed in getting us killed. We believe you will be first victim. We are willing to remove him by force. Your brother believed you should be commander-in-chief, and he was right. Only you can save us. Only you can save Alaskite for Russia. Tell us you are with us, Comrade Major. Reply to this message.
Personal message from Professor Gosudorov to Major Gorky.
This is secure transmission, Burlak. Nobody will hear it but you. Burlak, I think you are our ablest commander, and one of the most sensible as well. You are also in terrible danger, as Platonov is determined to get rid of you. You heard what he said.
You must understand, comrade, that Yashin and others were not good commanders. Yashin was better than Platonov, and you are better than Yashin, but in the end we are all products of the system, and the system is flawed, so we can be nothing else. The war is only leading to more death on every side, with no conclusion. And if we won, would the future be any safer because Russia controlled the Alaskite? Our country has been ruled by secrecy and fear, millions murdered in the name of communism. Alaskite should belong to all mankind? The artifact you helped me to save is the most incredible thing I have ever seen. It was not made by man, but by beings whose power and nature we can only dream of. But we can learn from it, move mankind forward to a new level of knowledge. Again, Burlak, I say mankind, not just Russia. I have spoken with scientists from all sides, many Americans. There are similar feelings among their people, too. It is an extraordinary risk, but we have decided to found a new base where we shall work together as one. We shall become known as the Alliance. It would be good if you came with us, Burlak. You may feel responsible to the party, to Russia, but there is one higher responsibility that dwarfs these, the responsibility to humanity. Come with us, Burlak. You must come.
The accused have confessed to the most heinous crimes and their intention to assassinate party leaders and destroy the rule of Soviets. They were supported by their friends, the agents of American imperialism. For their murderous disloyalty, there is only one proper penalty, and that is death.
Thank you, Comrade Prosecutor. Accused, I will give you leave to speak in your defense.
Comrade Judge, Comrade Prosecutor, our presence here is our responsibility alone. We have betrayed the very principles of our Soviet state and conspired against the party for lowly material gain. We were the agents of fascism. We organized counter-revolution against socialism and cleared the way for imperialistic invaders. We betrayed our comrades, our party, and our country. I do not ask for mercy.
Very well, comrades. In the name of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, I sentence you to be executed. Firing squad, M. Fire!